Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Joe. Welcome back to SNES's Life recap number 93. Today we're going to be covering the above, obviously Sparkster, Star Wars, Stunt Race, Earthworm Jim, and finally New Horizons. Let's get started with Sparkster. Sparkster is based off the Rocket Knight Adventure series, which was produced over on the Sega Genesis. There was Rocket Knight, and then there was a second one, I think, and so this would have been the third in the series. And it's beautiful. Even on, I loved it on the Sega Genesis, and there's no reason not to love it. And it's just as good on the Super Nintendo. There's a lot of very, very similar things between the two. The colors are put to great use. The game moves beautifully. It's fluid. It's fun. It's great. The graphics and sprite work and colors. Beautiful game. Definite thumbs up for Sparkster. If you don't have a Sega and you're a Super Nintendo kid, go get Sparkster. Sparkster is a fantastic game, and if you get a chance to play it on the Sega, you absolutely should play the original. It's super good. They did a 2.5D reboot at one point years ago, and I think it's still available on a couple of the online services, so that might be worth checking out as well. I've not played the reboot one, or the remake, remaster, whatever the hell you want to call it. But the originals and Sparkster are all great games. Give them a look. Definitely worth it. Next up is Super Star Wars Return of the Jedi, the final of the trilogy. It looks just as good as all the other Star Wars games, which is to say it's fine. You know, it's not the prettiest game, but it's definitely passable and looks nice. It's got some cool Mode 7 areas in it. The music, obviously, produced by LucasArts, spot on. And the only complaint I have with it is the same complaint I have with the other ones, which is it's abysmally difficult. Like, it just throws so much stuff at you. And it's easily to the point of frustration. Like, it makes it unenjoyable to play. I understand that there are people who love these games, and I'm pretty sure Joey and I gave the first one and maybe even the second one a thumbs up. But here I am at the third one. Oh, goodness, pardon me. And I just can't think of a reason to give it a thumbs up. Like, sure, it's good, it looks nice, and it plays well, and it sounds good, and it is fun, but it's just, it's so frustratingly difficult that I don't want to play it. I think there are other games worth playing, frankly. You know, if you're a Star Wars fan, play it. You should play it. But I'm going to give this one a thumbs down. Next up, Stunt Race FX. This is another one of those FX chip games, like Star Fox, Vortex. I think I might have played another one by now, but I can't remember. Stunt Race FX. You get to choose from one of these 4 cartoony cars. You get to choose a motorcycle, or 3 cartoony cars, I think. There's the Coupe, the Bigfoot, and the F1 Racer. I'm playing as the Coupe. On free mode, you can also play as a motorcycle, and then there's a bonus level you get to play as like a big rig. You can see how shrunk down the playing screen is in this, and that's just a limitation of trying to use that Super FX chip and make the Super Nintendo do polygons, because god damn it, polygons are the future, and they were going to have polygons, you know? The game's colorful and fun. The music is okay. The sound is okay. The problem is there's only ever a couple of opponents, and the tracks, it is a different track. Every track is a different track. It's kind of the same area, background, feel, but the tracks are different. God damn, I'm doing this too late at night. The truck is an abysmal thing to drive. The camera can't even get it on screen the way you should, and it controls like hot garbage. And really, I guess that's where I'm at on this game. Like, it was fun enough. I enjoyed it. I had a good hour of playtime with it. But it's one player, and there's not enough to do. Like, the races are pretty easy. And it's just kind of bland. Now, the big thing about this, and when it came out in 94, was the fact that it was 3D or faux 3D or polygonal, but that doesn't hold up as a reason to really want to play a game anymore, and so it gets a thumbs down from me. And it's just not enough. Not enough. Next up, Earthworm Jim. This was born of the mid-90s attitude, kind of gross out humor, Booger Man, Ren and Stimpy, stuff like that. Earthworm Jim is a real weird game, but God, is it pretty. So the art design for this game and the music, they're all awesome. The game is brutally difficult, but unlike Super Star Wars, the art style is just so weird and funky that it makes you want to keep playing. You know, I mean, look at it, Earthworm Jim. You're an earthworm in a giant spacesuit, and you just run around swirling your head. Look at this interstitial artwork when we pop up here to this next screen, and you can press your buttons. You go groovy, 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 and that right there, oh my God, such gorgeous pixel art from back in the day. And it's just a wild, wild game. Never beat it as a kid. Didn't beat it when I played it here. But, I mean, it holds up in so much as it's just a weird game to play and look at. And you absolutely should. I think it holds up fun as just an artistic piece. Like, it's just fucking weird to look at. These big cartoony, teeth-gnashing monsters. It's just so bizarre. The boss at the end is Queen Slug for a butt. And she's super weird looking. Everything in it's weird, man. But it is also very cool. So they get super credit for that. Thumbs up on Earthworm Jim. And finally up is New Horizons. This is the sequel to Uncharted Waters, a Koei attempt at not only a strategy game. So you get your normal Koei strategy crunch here. You have to buy supplies for your ship and your boat, and you can carry contraband and pirate things and attack other ships, which is where we are at now. So you get this big crunchy simulation of life, and then these giant strategy combats, and then also elements of RPGs, because your guy can actually like have duels on the ships. So there are different armors and weapons you can. It's super, super deep. It's super, super boring. I played it for an hour, man, and I got almost nowhere. You see this giant combat I'm in right here, and eventually I got sunk in the combat. I think I actually escaped this specific one and got sunk in the very next one. It's just such an interesting concept, but it doesn't play fast or well enough. Uncharted Waters to me feels like the game that came around because, and I'm not sure what came out when, but like I played Sid Meier's Pirates eventually, and it felt like what this game wanted to be. Sid Meier's Pirates was like a fleshed out RTS sort of game, whereas this was like the turn-based sort of not. I just, you know, it feels like this is the chicken that had to come before the egg, or the egg, whatever. And I give it a thumbs down. I give a lot of Koei games thumbs down. I have given a few thumbs up, but generally speaking, they are way, way too slow and way too crunchy for me. And New Horizons is no different on that front. So we got 2 thumbs up this week at least in Sparkster and Earthworm Jim, which is nice because I think last time we've had a lot of thumbs down recently. And there are some definite good games coming up in the future, I know that, but getting through to them some days is difficult. Going into our 94th set of games soon here. This is plugging away, you know. You can't stop, won't stop. But that's it, guys. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully you get some games out of here you want to play. We appreciate you as always. We'll see you later. Have a good one.